CNN, and then when I saw that Donald Trump was going on CNN the same day that Joe Biden had his town hall on ABC, I said something's funky going on. Something's happening. This is crazy. And people were mad as hell at CNN. Well, it became kind of obvious why they did it.
We're not doing that, so let's clear up a few things from the last one. You were asked point blank to denounce white supremacy. In the moment, you didn't. You asked some follow-up questions. Who specifically? A couple of days later, on a different show, you denounced white supremacy.
No, you
My
always
question
do this.
to you is,
You've done this to me and everybody.
Why does it seem like
I denounce white supremacy, okay?
You did 2 days later.
I've denounced white supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa. I watched him on the same basic show with Lester Holt, and he was asking questions like Biden was a child.
Well, so this is a little bit of a dodge.
Are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question?
Do you feel, it feels sometimes you're hesitant to do so, like you wait a beat.
Here we go again. Every time, in fact, my people came, I'm sure they'll ask you the white supremacy question. I denounce white supremacy.
Yeah. Look, I don't have a problem with her asking this question other than you kind of cut through COVID to ask the question. Seem a little strange. You want to get this, got a list of things I got to hit his ass on. I'm going to hit him on these things. I just got to point out, that George Stephanopoulos, maybe, and I know they're for different networks, but he didn't say that Biden had to denounce the 94 crime bill. But Trump has to denounce an ideology. Joe Biden can't even denounce the shit he did. Like, shit he actually did. He wrote the 94 crime bill. No one presses him to denounce his own actions. But she's riding Trump's ass about denouncing an ideology. Now, hey, I don't like white supremacy, obviously. And don't like neo-Nazis and none of that shit. Get that away from me and you get away from me. And if you stick around, maybe something can happen to you. Okay? But I don't know how that changes everything for black people just because a guy says this. I don't know what changed. Okay, so he denounced it. Now what? Okay, like, I don't, whether he denounces it or not, that doesn't change our situation. That doesn't change. The policies haven't changed. Nothing's changed. It's just a word. It's just a word. It doesn't change racism. So what we would like to focus on, which I thought we were trying to focus on, which was how to move these people who are impacted by white supremacy in a better position in this country through policy. That's what we want to see done. That's what I think is more tangible. But, I mean, hey, fine. I guess that's not important. We don't care about that. We just want to hear him say words that we think will hurt him with these people. Like, if you got to win, if Trump has to win by having white supremacists vote for him, he don't deserve to win. But I feel the same way about Biden. If Biden has to win by me not commenting on Biden's bullshit, then he don't deserve to win. And factually, actually, I mean, neither one of them deserve to win. Like, really, like, we all know that neither one of them deserve to win, right? We're not delusional. You're not really delusional thinking that you don't really think Trump deserves to win, do you? Okay, so anyway, this ain't no deserve in this shit. But anyway, this goes on. And Trump's, this like a battle. And all I'm saying is, this don't even seem like a town hall. It's like Trump was on a stand. This is like a confirmation hearing for Donald Trump, the way that this was conducted. I'm just saying, I'm switching back and forth between the two, between Biden and between Trump. And I didn't hear adversarial tone. I didn't hear follow-up. I didn't hear follow-up to the follow-up on Biden. I hear none of that. But on Trump, that's what I heard. And I know these people that say, I'm progressive and I'm this and I'm independent, they're not going to point that out to you tomorrow. They're not going to say that. They're going to ignore everything I just said. And be like, weren't there any follow-ups on Biden? Why was there no pressing on Biden? He could become president too. Like, where's the pressing on this guy that you want to be president? And if you're not going to press him, why do you want him to be president? Like, what do you expect him to do? he can get in and do the same policies as Trump, but just be quiet and be smart enough not to tweet about it or retweet white nationalists, and you'll be fine with it. See, that's the problem I have. All right, so we're going to go back. Here goes Trump with more fighting with this person. Before I do that, please.
And I don't know why, because it was a really great bill. But I do have to say this, and some people don't like it when I say it, but a lot of people agree. I have done more for the African-American community than any president, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln. Criminal justice reform, prison reform, historically black colleges and universities. I got
to point this out, man. The lady in the back, and there's a black lady on the right with the red mask. I'm so glad. Thank God for bokeh. Oh, yeah, the bokeh. It's called bokeh, right? Thank God for that. When you got a really nice camera and you blur out the background, because she does not want people to know her face. I mean, God, thank God for masks, thank God for bokeh, because all through everything, no matter what Trump said, Trump could say, my pee-pee hurts, and I like to punch old women in the head, and she'd have just nodded. Because everything he said, she did the same thing. Listen, look at her. Watch this.
any president, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln. Criminal justice reform, prison reform, historically black colleges and universities. I got them funded. They were on a year-to-year basis. They could have been put out of business. As soon as our country had a little bad year, they would have said, I'm sorry, we're not going to fund you. I got them 10-year funding and financing, and more than they even asked for. I became very friendly with a lot of the heads. But we've done more. And, of course, opportunity zones. But criminal justice reform, everybody said it could not be done. President Obama.
All right. See, I can't stand this part. I can't stand this part where Trump pretends to be Jesus. First of all, Trump, okay, for people the uninitiated, Betsy DeVos, they cut a lot in the student guaranteed loans and the areas that impact all students, black students as well. There were a lot of cuts made in order to get Trump his bloated army or war budget, his war budget, okay? So that's one thing. So you cut a lot of shit already, okay? No, you did not cut HBCUs. Thank you. But you cut other shit, okay? That was education related, that impacts minority students, black students, okay? And then please stop talking to me about opportunity zones. Who's benefiting from opportunity zones? People with money to have the opportunity to take advantage of the zone. It doesn't benefit the working poor people or the middle class or lower middle class or even middle class people in those neighborhoods. It benefits the people with money. Who does well? Like, hey, Killer Mike and Tip do well with opportunity zones. Tim Scott. But Tim Black can't afford to take advantage of an opportunity zone. What he can afford to do is to move out of a gentrified area because you brought in opportunity zones. You understand what I'm saying? Kara can't benefit from the opportunity zone. Ice Cube can benefit from the opportunity zone. Chris Tucker can benefit from the opportunity zone. But the working black person cannot benefit from it because it takes money to identify. It's sort of like saying the stocks are up. Wall Street's booming. How many stocks does the average person have in Amazon? The average person doesn't have stock. Okay? The average person is not running around and is not Gordon Gekko. Okay? It's just not. So these are things that he's touting that are not tangibly helping black people. We got jobs that if you go back 20 years, some of these jobs they talk about we have now that everyone's employed would not even be considered a job. It'd be some side hustle shit you do. Uber is not a job. Lyft is not a job. DoorDash is not a job. Those would not even be considered jobs 20 years ago. They're now considered jobs to make the numbers look good. Trump didn't invent it. It happened under Obama. But what I'm saying is these are the bragging rights that Trump uses to say, I've helped more black people I've freed more black people than slavery, whatever, just to say it. Now, in this case, of course, whatever her name is, she didn't hit him on it. She let him go. But I just want you to know that this exists. These unemployment numbers are garbage. The Wall Street numbers don't impact your daily life. Has nothing to do with you. And opportunity zones are a crock. And if you really wanted to help students, you would give free local tuition like Bernie Sanders talks about. Why don't we give it free to a 2-year college? Public college, community college. Why isn't that free? Trump, if you really wanted to help students, not just give us more debt. And we don't punish these employers who are not hiring black people to begin with. Average black woman has a lot of school debt, more school debt than anyone else. It's not that we're not able to get loans for college. It's that we're not getting jobs after we get the loans, Trump. We're not getting the jobs after we get the loans. All right, let's go to the next thing. These are just substance. Not his hair, not his hands. Okay, this is substance.
And I don't know why, because it was a really great bill. But I do have to say this, and
Voters point, I'll just say that in 2016 you were on another show, actually another morning show, and you were asked whether President Obama should nominate a Supreme Court Justice Merrick Garland. And you said, I think the Senate should wait until the next president and let the president pick. Now, that was 8 months before the election. This is 3 weeks before the election.
I have a lot of respect, by the way.
So you have changed your position on this.
I have a lot of respect for Judge Garland, I want to tell you that. But I'll tell you, the whole ball game changed when I saw the way they treated Justice Kavanaugh. I have never seen any human being, and I'm not just talking about Supreme Court, I have never seen a human being treated so badly with false accusations and everything else. I have never seen anything like it. And you know what? The truth is, Savannah, like it or not, the ball game changed a lot. There has never been anybody treated so badly as
voters point out.
Why? Poor Brett Kavanaugh. You mean the guy with the beer? That guy? You never seen anybody treated worse than Brett Kavanaugh? I could think of 5 people that were treated worse than Brett Kavanaugh. The Central Park 5, ring a bell? Yeah, you wanted them dead. I think that's a little bit more intrusive and more negatively impactful in someone's life than having to answer questions about beer and dates. Okay? All right? All right? Just thought I'd throw that out there because Sean Hannity won't. Neither will Tucker Carlson. Any of these other people that do Sticks, Hex, and Hammer. You're not going to bench to 0. They're not going to bring that part up. Or they're going to gloss over it. And also, Trump does his best version of word salad too. He's just not that good at it. He didn't answer questions directly either. For all those people saying, well, Trump is not a politician, well, he sure did bone up on it. He sure got better at not answering questions and then bringing up shit that has nothing to do with it. Trump just looked in the camera and said, hey, I'm using it because I can. I'm a voter. I'm going to get it confirmed because I want to. And yes, I changed my opinion about it. But instead, straight shooting Trump doesn't have time for the swamp creatures. He has become his own swamp creature. But here's the thing. Newsflash, he always was a swamp creature. He's been in bed with these people all this time. He never was a real outsider. Trump's brought politicians his entire life. Well, yeah, his entire life. He's in part of this machinery, his damn self. He hung out with the Clintons. This guy, he's part of them. You think he's not because he talks brash, but he's part of the machine himself. Evidenced here. When asked about why is he doing what he said he would not do and what Obama shouldn't do, he gives you some excuse that he's a victim. Him and Brett Kavanaugh are the victims. What does that have to do with you not keeping your word, sir? What does that have to do with you being a hypocrite? Answer. Well, you are really, you are, this is what you always do. You are really, no, you need to answer questions. Answer a question. But she didn't hit him on that. She should have. Should have stayed right there on that ass. I saved the last Trump question clip to just show you how embarrassing. As I watched this clip, I was so embarrassed for humanity. You know, they keep saying this is the most important election of our lives. This is very important. And, oh, this election, oh, God, this election, you just don't know. You got to vote or die. You either vote or die. You got babies' lives depend on it. Oh, you got to vote, man. You got to get out there and vote. Oh, we died to vote. We died for the right to vote. And then, on the other end of the spectrum, this is what we have. People who take voting about as serious as a game of backgammon or Jim Rummy or whatever old white lady games people play. Scrapbooking. I actually think this woman would be more interested in scrapbooking than actually voting for president. Case in point.
She's registered as a Republican. Paulette, what's your question?
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
I have to say, you have a great smile.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, he does. You're so handsome when you smile. Okay. As the daughter of immigrants,
Paulette. Remember that bleach thing Trump talked about? Yeah. It's that time. Take you and them glasses and get your ass a nice quart of bleach and have a go at it, sister. It's over. Let it go. I mean, you're up there, you're talking to a sitting president. And arguably the most important election, and by the way, they say that about every election, the most important election. Okay. And you're talking about his smile. Sit your nasty ass down. We're not here to talk about that. And don't give me that. I would if Kamala was up there and the guy was like, well, Kamala, I'm Senator Harris. Just want to say that you are, any comment about anything physical, you would have all day. You would be like, this chauvinistic pig, this is horrible. And it would be think pieces from everywhere from Rolling Stone to Harper's Ferry to HuffPost to everyone be writing about the misogynistic, hateful men that noticed something about a woman and commented something about physical attributes. But this lady, this dingbat, this waste of space, this totally tone-deaf idiot, moron, damn fool, up there talking about Trump's smile. You know what? We want to smile too, lady. We want to smile because we want rich people to pay their share of the tax bill. And we want rich people to stop getting away with shit like Trump. And we want actual democracy. And we want the ability to be able to go to the doctor if we get sick. And we want our children to be able to go to daycare. Right? And we want people not to die because they don't have protective gear. Okay? And we want, and, we want this, and, let's wipe the records clean of the marijuana charges. And let's get some fair housing and voting rights. Let's do these things. Talking about a damn smile. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm sure anyone who knows her in real life, they just backed into those bushes. They did the Homer Simpson back into the bushes away from the world move, because that right there is embarrassing as hell. And her name was on the screen. She need to be wearing a mask and some sunglasses to ask a dumb question like that, to make a dumb statement like that. I don't even remember something about immigrants. Who cares what she said? This proves that she does not, the fact that she gets to vote, that she's like, well, it might give me an opportunity to talk to Donald Trump, and I don't know how to start off. Should I start off asking an important question? Should I waste time talking about his handsome smile? Handsome smile it is. So there you go. There goes the Trump town hall thing. I'm sorry. Someone said, Tim Black, man, you don't like nobody. I do like somebody. I like Mrs. Black. I like my mama. I like you. I like the Tim Black Wolfpack. I love all the Johnsons. It's the opposite. These people are not good people. They are part of what's wrong. They are part of it. Donald Trump is part of the problem. Joe Biden is part of the problem. What, you want to feel better? You want me to make your life easier by saying one of them is good? No, they're not. I can't lie to you, man. I won't lie to you, man. You can't pay me enough to lie to you. Because it ain't just you. It's about all of us. Tonight was an embarrassment. Okay? That's what it was. The bias level was so high. The corniness, the Trump meandering best he could and getting angry and not really answering straight questions, and the biasness of the moderator, obviously. But Biden meandering and off point and not being direct, and George Stephanopoulos just letting him run wild like a stallion in the Everglades, I don't know, somewhere, just run. And he just running wild, just knocking shit over, just... It's what it is, man. And I wish, Lady Johnson's, I wish I could get something better to report to you, but there's nothing better to say. It's horrific. All right. Happy democracy. Happy voting time. Tomorrow will be Freedom Friday. Call in tomorrow. You get an opportunity to speak. We have phone lines open. We should start tomorrow around 10:30. Maybe more closer to 11. Let's keep it real.